Okay, so it is recording now. You'll have to excuse any background noises like the dog barking. There's not much I can really do about that. Although I find it really distracting. So just give me a minute. Let me see if I can. Oops.
Yeah, get some more water.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Yesterday was really crazy because I remember. Oh, what's? I don't know what happened there. I remember writing down stargates, and I think I wrote down a couple of other things, and then I just looked at my notepad because sometimes I take notes, and there's nothing written down. So maybe I don't know what happened with that. It's funny when stuff happens like that, that you actually remember doing something and you can see that you did it because you can see it or the words in front of you, the words that I wrote down, and then you go back and it just is not there. So thank you, Marion, for doing what would I call it? The clearing yesterday.
Hello. I just came in from shopping here. I had you on the phone before.
Okay.
So I just have to catch my breath. No problem. It was just some cloud over your head.
Okay. So I'm not going to talk too much. Okay. I'm hoping that Dennis will do meditation and yeah, Dennis?
No, thanks.
Marion, would you like to do a meditation?
Oh, I'm not so used to it.
You don't have to.
Maybe next time, because
okay.
I'm so stressed right now.
Okay.
I can do something, something simple.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just to start us out. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and just go. I'm gonna actually turn off this light here. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our heart center. Let's just take some nice focused breaths in our heart center. And let's calm all that energy. I know you guys are in the middle of the day, so me, it's the morning, so it's nice and calm here. I'm just gonna transmit some of that nice calm energy. And just center yourself in your heart center. Just take some nice breaths. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring that energy down through our legs, down our spine, through our legs, down into the ground, into the center of the earth, Gaia, Eden, whatever you want to call her. As Soma says sometimes, like an anchor, anchoring you down into the center of the planet, and allow that beautiful earth energy to fill, to connect to you, and allow yourself to connect to that beautiful energy in the center of the earth. And then allow that energy to come back up through the earth, up through your feet, into your legs, back into your heart center. And then just spread out and around you in a nice warm glow. I ask you all now to invite your spirit guides who you want to invite, all the energies that you want to come for this beautiful channeling that Soma's going to do. I invite you to connect with her Pleiadian channels if that's good with Soma, or other channels from other galactics that you want to bring in. And take a few breaths and allow that energy to join with you. Feel that energy of everyone around you supporting you. Feel the love. Feel the warmth. And feel the love of this group as we support Soma in her channeling. Okay.
Thank you, Mark. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. As always, we are delighted you are here. We have shared dates with you. Please, everyone, can you mute? We have shared dates with you previously and yesterday. We shared the 6th month of June with Soma. Perhaps she did not mention it. June next year will be an important time for you on Earth. There will be specific days in that month that will have important events that will unfold, even unfolding throughout the day, where you will be given updates. And the 13th and the 23rd of June 2024 will be important. We were sharing yesterday, we were showing Soma about the sacred sites and how they are all connected through energy. We showed her energy going out and across the distances between the sacred sites and connecting to each other. Like spirals of energy. They are all connected, and between these sacred sites there are underground, and underneath these sacred sites, there are areas that are vast. Please, can you mute yourselves? Thank you. There are stargates, technology that is being used by military and governments that has gone slightly off kilter and kind of distorted is the right word. Malfunctioning is also a good word. And the people using these technologies are not sure why and uncertain what is happening with the technology. And we would say there are sciences or energy or consciousness or awareness or time itself is not being understood by the people using these technologies, not fully. They have been using these technologies for quite some time to enter the past, to enter the future, to enter different dimensions, to enter different worlds, places, spaces, time itself, but also other planets, other places. They would be incorrect they are incorrect to assume that these technologies are malfunctioning or distorted. Actually, what has happened, and this is quite important, they have not fully understood these technologies are working correctly, but they have been used in such a way that has caused them to malfunction. They have been misused. We are aware that these technologies will be made known to you in the future. There are many places on your earth where there are monuments and buildings and sites, such as the Statue of Liberty, that have been placed there in those areas as a marker, as a sign, as a signal, as a stamp that these places are owned by negative energies, negative agendas, negative forces. There are underground bases in all of these areas that we are speaking. There are locked rooms, there are secret papers, secret documents, secret books, secret information, secret societies, secrets, abundance of secrets. That not all of those people that work within those centers or places that are on the payroll, not all of those people are aware of the full extent of what they are actually doing. Some of these people will come to light, will become public, will become what you call whistleblowers. There is huge transformation on your earth. And your vocabulary is so limited. And Soma does struggle with this. There is not a word, not a single word in any of your languages that can describe how important or the full impact of the time you are in now on earth. Not one single word can describe how important it is. It is magnificent. It is epic. There are 100 words we could use that would not touch or get close to the true meaning of the time you are in. Your prophecies have been writing and prophesying about this time forever. You are evolving, and there is huge change coming. You are blessed to be here. We honor you. We honor you for being here now on your earth, for choosing to come here. There is such lack of abundance. What we mean by that you are abundant beyond what you know and experience in your lifetime. But that abundance has been captured and locked up in cage amongst the elite of the negative agenda, which are negative ET. Grounding, clearing, celebrating. Are all essential at this time. centering yourself. When you, and we are including Soma in this, when you feel energy that is disruptive or chaotic or mischievous or negative, or you feel something, sense something around you, it is important, extremely important and wise to center yourself. You do not even need to speak about these energies or share what you are feeling to others, even close friends. But you do need to recenter, to realign yourself with yourself, protect your aura, bring in your aura. There are energies in this universe and others that do not have your best interests at heart. That is not their position. That is not their game. That is not their aim. There is a battle between forces. There is a positive aspect of or perspective of looking at these energies in a positive way, because they are allowing you through their negative frequency, they are allowing you to move into ascension, which is where you are now collectively. So there is a positive. Oh, okay. There is a, okay, hold on. There is a positive element to the negative agenda. For without them, you would not be in ascension. Let us say that again. Let us rephrase that. Not rephrase it, but reiterate it. Without these negative energies, you would not be in ascension. You would stay where you are. Poland. Soma is looking for a word. We advise, recommend, we suggest that you keep your eyes on Poland. And watch for news coming through your media regarding Poland. Distractions are everywhere. The media does not share the truth of what is actually going on. It is a distraction. It is a program. Sometimes there are elements of truth within certain stories or situations. But it is also vastly being used to manipulate you and program you into a certain, to keep you in a certain frequency. Many of you, the vast majority of you, were glued to your TVs as children, when the mind was still young and undeveloped and very manipulative, or very, young minds are very able to be very manipulated. February is also an important month in 2024. It is interesting how many ships are being seen from your visions, from your vision, from your earth. Take your power back. All of you. Come from the heart. Step into your heart center. You are galactic beings. Each and every one of you is important. You are important to us. We are here to help and assist you, but we cannot, we will not. We are not allowed to, we do not wish to, we do not want to, we cannot interfere to the point that we do this journey for you. It would not mean anything. It would not achieve anything. You are humanity. You are here to, as starseeds, are here to assist humanity, to raise their frequency, raise their energy, raise their vibration. This should and is and will become a priority for more and more of you. And as time moves forward in your own lives, this will become more of your priority on a daily basis. You will begin to realize more and more just how important this is and how much of a priority it is in your lifetime. All you have is now. And in Soma's words, this is it, baby. The time of ascension is upon you, is upon us. It is not limited to Earth. The universe is such a beautiful, magical space, place. Where magic happens. And energy is not what you think it is. Consciousness is not what you think it is. Awareness is not what you think it is. Humanity has been led down a false path of reality, of powerlessness, of lack, of poverty, of believing that you are so far less than you actually are, when the very opposite is true. There are children starving in places like Africa and other places on your planet. There is no need for this to occur, other than it is the negative agenda at play. Many of you know this. Many of you can feel it. Many of you see it. There is no need for this. Your planet is abundant. You are abundant, but you have been programmed to believe that you are not. Your energy has been interfered with. Your DNA has been interfered with. Your blood has been interfered with. Your bodies have evidently been interfered with. You get to make choices. Some of you are incredibly wise. Sometimes, and even most of the time. And then there are those who are not in that space, not in that energy, who are self-sabotaging. And there are elements and levels of these emotions or situations that you are carrying out on your own journeys, where sometimes you are extremely wise in certain areas of your lives, and then in other areas such as relationships or food, or we will even include addictions in this, be it coffee or cigarettes or alcohol, or even some of the harder substances available to you. Sometimes you are not so self-aware or kind to yourselves or advanced in certain awarenesses or self-love even. The harm you do to yourselves. You sabotage yourselves, your relationships, which are beautiful, by the way. You create demands. And sometimes even deceptions. Or manipulations, or control, or situations that are detrimental to your relationships, that are not good for you. That is the ego speaking to you. Recenter yourself. Step back into your heart space. Realign, reconnect, rejoin, rejoice in love frequency. Reconnect with your truth of who you are and the great I am presence. Eagles, there is a saying amongst some of you that eagles do not fly with pigeons. We wish you to soar and thrive and become more abundant, more resourceful. I'm not going to say that. You are flowers blooming and opening your centers. your DNA is being activated. You are activating your DNA. Your DNA is being activated by, or rather we would say that your DNA and codes within your DNA has been activated. A switch has been pressed that enables you to, that affects your abilities. Your psychic awareness is encoded in your DNA individually and collectively. And what happens to the individual will happen to the collective. It cannot not. And the same vice versa. What happens collectively will affect you individually. It may take time, or what you perceive as time, for that to occur. But your psychic abilities, your mediumship, your ability to channel us, your ability to heal, your ability to see, sense, taste, smell, spirit, and 100 other, if not more, abilities. Telepathy, telekinesis. The exchange of frequency between two lovers, or two brother and sister, or within any type of relationship, whatever it may be, whether it is sexual or not. Energy flows between you. That also affects your DNA. The people around you affect your DNA. They affect your frequency, your vibration, your feeling, your self-worth, your auric field. The people you live with will affect you more than people who are living a mile away, because they are closer to your energy. But that is not to say that those people a mile away will not affect you, because they do. It is not even about physical distance. It is about heart distance, because you could have a lover in America and you could have his partner in Australia, and the love frequency, the love connection between those people eliminates the physical space in between them. So it is not about the physical distance. It is about the heart distance. Are there any questions about that? Can you hear us? Are you still there?
Indeed,
Yes.
we're here. We can hear you.
Yes.
No question?
No questions about that.
Humor is a wonderful thing. Sometimes it is not picked up by others. Sometimes it is misunderstood or misinterpreted. But humor is a wonderful thing. It raises your frequency. It raises your vibration. It puts you into a higher state of energy. Those who do not get your humor do not get your frequency. In that moment, we would wish to add, in that moment, because there are those of you here today, including Soma, you do get each other's frequencies. energy consciousness awareness is magnificent. There is so much for you to learn and understand more. And those people that we were speaking of just now, using the Stargates technology, do not understand the technology that they are using to its full capacity. They do not understand it, which is why they are interpreting it as malfunctioning, when in fact it is not. And these technologies will come through your media, will be shown to the masses in the future. Some of you are already well aware that they exist. New York is an extremely important place in your history. We have not shared this with Soma before in the way that we are now. The land there was once sacred. There are sacred sites on your earth that have been completely destroyed and annihilated. New York is one of them that was lost, destroyed. And remade, redeveloped into something very opposite than it was originally at one point in your history. At one time in your history, New York held a very sacred space and place, a sacred site. Perhaps not in the magnitude of some of your sites today, like Egypt, but there was a large community that lived in what you now know as New York. Your food does affect you. We have spoken of this before, but we wish to go over it just a little again. Your food does affect you. It does not affect the starseeds as much, but it does affect you. Not as much as those who are not starseeds. Let us put it that way. Those of a different frequency, a different ilk, a different vibration. Normal people. Soma has come to not like the term normal. The negative agenda have upped their game along the way since the downfall of Atlantis. And it is time for you to mirror that. It is time for you to up your game. It is time for you to realign. It's time for you to rejoice, regain, reclaim, reset, realign your energy, your frequency. It is time for you to come away from the external noise and distractions and media and reset your lives, repurpose yourselves, reset, realign, re-engage, rejoice with you and who you are individually. Change your lives if you need to. Move into smaller communities, into smaller areas, into less polluted areas. Community is everything. You cannot do this alone. Energy, frequency, vibration, ascension is enhanced when is speeded up, when you come together, when you unite, when you stand tall, when you speak out, when you raise your frequency. We have been speaking for some time to Soma about communities and coming together and going back to an era in your history of Granny's era, Granny's time, when they made their own butter and food and cheese and other items, other food sources. They were perceived to have a lack, and in fact, they were abundant. They did not need, more or less, anything outside of themselves or their land or their community. But they were sold an idea that they could have more if they emigrated, if they left. We are largely speaking of Ireland, but not exclusively. There are other places. The grass is not greener on the other side. Communities will begin to increase and to become more common amongst you, which is what is needed. Your world is changing. We delight that so many of you are creating communities and wanting to do this. Some of you are stuck in wanting to do it and not having, or having the perception that you do not have the financial resources to create this. You do. You most certainly do. Communities are hugely important for ascension, where you come together to create something of a higher frequency, of a higher vibration, of a higher awareness, of a higher energy. Growing your own vegetables and fruit, having an abundance of fruit, of vegetables, of trees, of herbs, of plants, of water that is clean as you can make it. It is all about coming back to yourselves, coming back to your heart center, coming back to Mother Nature, reconnecting with this beautiful mother planet that you walk on. Walk barefoot. Connect with Mother Earth. There are energies being emitted from Mother Earth that when you walk upon her, you absorb into your body through your feet, through the connection, that are healing. Your DNA is not what you have been told it is. It is changing. It is adapting. Codes have been were put into your DNA for this time now. And they have been activated by a switch, so to speak. You are abundant people. But you have believed a lie for so long that you still believe it. We see you breaking free from these chains, breaking free from this matrix, as you call it, breaking free from this prison planet, from these cages, from these jail restrictions that you are in. You have been lied to on a mass scale. Break through those chains. Start releasing them again and again and again and again in all different areas. You are exactly where you are meant to be in your personal progression and ascension and expansion of awareness and expansion of consciousness at a soul level. Everything is perfect. You are where you need to be, where you should be. There are no mistakes. No mistakes. Lovers come and go. People pass away. You have lessons to learn. Many of the starseeds have been born into families that come from a very long lineage. That within their own DNA contain negative ET energy or negative ET DNA. So light workers and starseeds, those conscious amongst you, have been born physically into families that are reptilian of nature. You have been born into these families for a reason. Yesterday, we were speaking of, Soma was explaining about what she terms cosmic starseed energy or cosmic energy. Many of you who are what she would call cosmic starseed energy or cosmic energy are born into these families because you are not from here. You are of opposing forces. You are of the light. You are you have a higher awareness, a higher perception, a higher perspective. You come from outside of the earth, where the last battle is taking place. Soma calls it coming from the outside in, because she came from the outside in. You come from the outside in. You do not come from Earth. Earth could be considered a country within the universe, within the galaxy. There are many countries upon your Earth, and the universe is teeming with life. We are not alone. You are most certainly not alone. There have been many events and witnesses and witnessing of ships recently over the last few years that are shared with you amongst your medium. We are more interested in, we recommend that you to be more interested in the ones that are not shared with you widely on your medium. The genuine ones will not be exposed to the degree, will not be exposed to the degree of the ones that are a distraction. Thank you. One of the reasons the negative, thank you, one of the reasons the negative agenda does this is to distract you. This is a scenario that they play again and again and again, and we will go into this a little bit, because there is a fascination with space, with what is out there, with UFOs, with ET life, because you do not understand it. And you are looking for magic, and you are looking for the unknown. We are speaking collectively. So these scenarios of ships appearing and being witnessed and being recorded and being filmed are just being used as a distraction, then this is a ploy, or a tactic is a better word, thank you. A tactic being used again and again and again in different, it is a war game, thank you. A war game, a war tactic, where you are being distracted by situations that you have, some of you. This is a good example of a distraction that you are fascinated with, as we have just explained. Thank you, these ploys, these distractions are used, partly used, to distract you again and again and again. So when there is a real landing, or a genuine landing, you will not pay much attention to it, because you will think, oh, here we go again, another. The situation of the recent small bodies is a prime example of this, where you are distracted and shown something that you believe to be true. And when the real situation should arise, if the real situation should arise, when the real situation or a similar event will happen, event will happen. You will not, some of you, most of you, will not look twice. The normal people, the earthly humans, will not look twice because they will think, oh, there we go again. Another conspiracy theory. It is a war tactic, a war game, a play by the negative agenda. And they do this very often, even on a daily basis through your media. It is a very common tactic that they are using and have used for eons of time. Many years ago, there is something else we wish to share today. Many years ago, we showed Soma, long before she was called Soma, long before we spoke through her consciously. We showed her the Nazca lines and how they were etched into the earth. They were burned in using advanced technology at a period in your history where that technology should not have existed, supposedly. There are Nazca lines. Oh, okay, thank you. There are Nazca lines and other lines that would that are part of the Nazca lines, but not in the same vicinity as the Nazca lines. In different places upon your planet that were created at the same time with the same technology that would not be considered part of the Nazca lines, but they are part of the Nazca lines. And these Nazca lines in other places, in different countries, are no longer visible, even from the air. Deliberately, we would like to add. Now would be a good time for questions. We would like to share something with you before, just something very small. When you plant seeds, it takes a while for them to grow. And you are seeds, you are star seeds, and you are beautiful beings that are here with a reason, with a purpose, with a mission. You are here to change humanity, and we cannot emphasize enough. Soma cannot find the language. We will be giving her new words that are not yet in your dictionaries, in your language, that will have great meaning. She does not, this is news to her. She does not know what these words are. But your language is an essential part of your frequency, sound, born Language was born from sound. And sometimes she gets our words mixed up and has to re-say them. But your language was born from frequency, from sound. Your language has meaning. It carries energy. It carries frequency. It carries energy that has been your vocabulary, your language has been manipulated. So many words have been taken out to limit you, to limit your frequency, to limit your vibration. Forgive yourselves. As we were showing you just now, as we were sharing, as we were showing Soma in an image, you are star seeds. You are seeds that have been planted on your earth to create abundance, to create heaven on earth, to enable you to move into ascension. That is why you are here. And sometimes you will not see the growth of those seeds above the earth. You will not see the plant growing beneath the surface. But that is what is happening. That is what is happening. And you are all at different stages. Most of the starseeds are at the same stage. But the ones amongst you that are not starseeds, their seeds have not even been planted yet. Their seeds do not even exist, so to speak. They are not able to grow, to ascend, to develop, to expand in the same way that you are, because you are different. You are not better, but you are different. You are operating at a different frequency, a different vibration, a different sound. We love you so much, and we have so much to share with you. You are so gifted. It is coded. We have coded it, and others have coded it into your very DNA, which has been manipulated and changed in both a negative and positive way several times. Not just once, or twice, or 3 times, but many times over and over and over again. And you did not come from monkeys. So now would be a good time for questions. January is also important in 2024. A stillness will come upon you collectively in that month. A stillness, a quietness, a solitude,
Hi, Soma, and their Pleiadians. I do have many questions, but I'm not sure if it will fit today. But I can ask a question if it's okay. I wonder about because I also get some sort of channelings, but I mainly see and feel. Sometimes I hear, but not so commonly. But I see.
We're working on that. We are working with your energy.
Yeah.
You are a tunnel.
Yeah. I've seen that there are different zones, like how they kind of experiment these dark forces with us, like in different ways, in different zones, and in different countries. It's what I see, and different places I've been living in Sweden. It's very different energy-wise, and what I see going on underneath the earth and from above, all kinds of manipulation, technologies. I experience it very different just from Dalarna, where I lived before, and by the Lake Siljan, where a lot of things seems to be going on, and I've been cleaning and clearing a lot there. And also been subjected to a lot of evil there.
We would agree.
Yeah. I got this like channeling that Sweden is more or less a culprit point, like a very big nest for these dark forces, where they work a lot with our energy fields and how we like mind control. It feels like a lot here. I haven't been living in another country, so I can't really.
Let us just say, we are not stopping you from asking your questions. We just want to say something very short. All that is also news to Soma, kind of. All of your countries have an individual energy. They have been separated for a reason. One of the reasons being control and passports and money and profit and gain and manipulation. You should be able to roam your world without papers, without crossing borders. There are no countries on your earth. There is Earth. But the negative agenda have separated you, have forced you to have papers, have forced you to pay, to cross from one side to the other. This will fall away. Perhaps not in your lifetime, perhaps not in Soma's lifetime. That is a process that will take a little bit longer. But each of your countries have an energy, a different energy, a different frequency. Edinburgh is different to Glasgow. Glasgow is different to Sweden. Scotland is different to Ireland. Ireland is different than the UK. Australia is different to Africa. New Zealand is different than Switzerland. And we are not talking about climate, although climate is different. We are talking about energy. And there are places within all of the countries that also have a different frequency. There are Lewisburg, for example, is a place we will expand outside of Lewisburg somewhat to the area of Westport, where there is a different energy. But it's in the same county. It's in the same county of Mayo in Ireland. But there are energies that are different within countries. There are sacred sites within countries where the energy is different. Tara, Newgrange. Ishnuk or Ushnik. Ishnuk in Ireland contains a frequency and energy that is different to Northern Ireland, which should actually be the same country because it is on the same. But even that was divided for negative agenda, by negative agenda. So these countries, and we are sorry for interrupting and taking so long, for Soma to take so long in explaining this. But each country, each place, each county, each area, sometimes within a very small distance of 10 feet or 1 foot or 100 foot, has a very different energy to what is beside it. But countries specifically do have different areas. And we are not talking about money or even culture or skin color or language. We are talking about energy of places and countries that are different. You can expand on more subtle. Thank you. You can expand on more subtle energies of places within countries, but we are mostly talking or wanting to explain about the different countries. So you are correct in what you are saying. And each country holds a different frequency. But within all of your countries on Earth, and this is news, kind of news to Soma, all of your countries on Earth have negative bases, have negative underground spaces, offices or buildings or complexes that are underground, that are being used by negative agenda. All of your countries. They may have more than one in some of them. Larger countries or for other reasons, they may be more than one. But all of your countries have at least one of these underground secret facilities. So we will pause there and let you continue. And thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I had the feeling that there were like a bit more in Sweden. We have a lot of mountains and mining facilities, or what you call, in Sweden or in the middle of Sweden. And I feel a lot of those energies there. I've been clearing a lot of those reptilian energies. And I also felt like the Lake Siljan in the middle of Sweden. It's like Sweden's third largest lake. That I see like these huge facilities under Siljan with a negative ET. Working with technologies, and also a lot of reptilian energies there. Not so much here in Gotland. Here I feel more like mind control technologies from above, not so much below. I don't know if that's correct. So I wanted to check that with you, if Sweden is more, if it's more in Sweden, like if it's heavier here, more things going on here.
We would agree with you. We would agree that you are very sensitive to energies, very what Soma would call awake, aware, and conscious, very empathic, very, very sensitive to energies and what is going on in your local area and what is going on, and that will expand out and out and out and out and up and down. So there is nothing you have said that we disagree with in your question.
Yeah, is it harder to be here in Sweden than maybe I should be somewhere else? I was starting to think, because my body is very, very tired now.
There are places that you would find a lot easier to be.
Yeah.
We would agree that Sweden is. We would agree with you that Sweden is a center that is being used for, that is being used by the negative agenda, the negative ET agenda that is being used, and frequencies are being pulsated out. Energy waves are being pulsated out into the vicinity. There are areas that you will find easier to live, where these frequencies, although they may come in a different way from, or the toxicity or the toxins may come from a different area. They are such as chemtrails, these negative technologies being used against you and humanity, and you are targeted. So you, and because you are empathic, you are aware of this. We would like to reiterate and say again, you are not who you think you are. You are not little Marion. You are of huge significance to the negative agenda, and you are here to help humanity to wake up. You are of huge significance, of huge importance, but you have been born into this lifetime, and the negative agenda has instilled in you and all of you and all of us that you are little Marion or little Carol or little Dennis that is powerless. You have been taught and led to believe that you are insignificant, and you are doubting yourself. You are doubting the targeting. You are doubting the information that you are getting, because there is part of you that is thinking, but why would they be targeting me? Why would I be getting this information? Why would I be such a threat to the negative agenda? And the reason is because you are not little Marion. You are not from here. You are far greater than you are even aware, Marion, or Carol, or Dennis, or Mark, or Pontus. You are extremely powerful beings with the ability to change, with the ability to manifest ascension, with the ability to heal yourselves, with the ability to feel energy, with the ability to sense emotion, with the ability to be able to do telepathy and telekinesis and a huge number of things within the psychic mediumship abilities that you're not supposed to have. You've only just begun as starseeds to scratch the surface of your own abilities, like psychic awareness or telepathy or telekinesis, which has not even begun to scratch the surface, and other things like, because telekinesis is, you are more aware of your psychic abilities than telekinesis, the majority of you. Although the telekinesis has been and is practiced and learned in places like Russia and America, within their secret societies, within places like the CIA. We would like to go more into this in a private channeling with you, Marion.
Yeah, I can imagine that there's a lot of questions, but of more of a private.
But you are accurate. We see Soma sensors that you doubt the targeting. You doubt yourself. You doubt what you're picking up, what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're sensing, what you're smelling, what you're tasting. You're doubting yourself because you collectively have been programmed to see yourself as very small and insignificant. And you, as starseeds, are the very opposite. You are powerful beings with the ability to heal yourself, with all of your psychic abilities and mediumship abilities and the abilities to channel is amazing, is beautiful, is incredible. Step into your heart energy. That is where you will find your answers. Realign yourself, realign your center, reconnect to yourself, reconnect to source and the great I am. You have no ending. You have no beginning as a soul. And Soma we have yet to share information with you and Soma that she does not yet understand. The soul has no beginning and no ending. And she, when she is not channeling us, would disagree with this. There are some of you that we are speaking to now that are aware of this and understand this. That is for another day. But the soul is endless. There is no beginning, no ending of the soul. It is not born. It does not die. The soul is endless. Keep working on energy.
Yeah.
We would recommend that you would move so that you would be able to expand more of who you are, so that you would be not under such a magnifying glass, so that you would not be under so much of the spotlight within that area of where you are. Perhaps even across water.
Sorry?
Perhaps even across water, perhaps even a different, what you would call a different country, perhaps even a different continent. But we would recommend that you go where your heart is led. Places,
would say not Switzerland.
places have an effect on you,
Yeah.
on us as humanity. Areas, let us use Belfast, for example, or any other country that is war-torn or has been war-torn in the past. Those areas affect you. They affect your emotions. They affect your consciousness. They affect your DNA. They affect your mood. They affect your bodies. They affect everything about you. They affect you on a soul level. They affect you on your spiritual journey. We do not recommend living in these places.
So Gotland is also a very targeted place. This island that I live on now. And also Pontus.
Your earth is targeted. There is not a place on your earth that is not targeted to some degree or some level. But there are places on your earth that are less of a target. Cities are always a major target. London, New York, Johannesburg, Edinburgh, Glasgow. Why do you think they want you to live in the cities? So that they can gather you together and target those areas. You have made it easy for them. They have manipulated you to moving to cities, to come away from Granny's era. And look what's over there. Oh, there is a very strong period in Irish history that was brought about by the negative agenda that does have huge connections to the royal family and the royal bloodline in the UK and in the church, the Catholic Church, where things were set into motion in Ireland. One of the reasons is so that there would be one of the reasons, not the main reason. One of the reasons was so that the Irish would emigrate. Oh, isn't that wonderful over there? Let's move over there. This has been done again and again and again in different places, perhaps not on such a huge scale. To come away from Granny's era, to move, to emigrate. And now you are going back into a time in history, in our history, where you are going back to Granny's era. We are not from your time period. We will close for today.
Okay, thank you so much for answering my questions. And I'm sorry that there only was time for my question this time. But I'm very thankful, Carol. And the Pleiadians.
You are one of us. You have Pleiadian DNA running through your veins, running through your blood. You are not what Soma would call a normal earthly. a normal person, even though she doesn't even like using that word much these days.
Mm.
You have the same power that we do. There is no difference. We created you in our likeness. You have the same power we do. It's just that we are aware of it. We are aware of our power. And we are also in an ascension period. The ascension is not limited to Earth. In the future, you are us. And we are communicating to you now that we are from the future. We are not on the same time period. You are us and we are you. We created you in our likeness. Your history has already happened. In our time, your history has already happened on Earth. There are many beings on your Earth that walked on your Earth. Jesus is but one of them. There are many other beings, light beings, that are us. And Jesus is just one of them. We would include Merlin, who was a real person and walked your Earth, not some fictional character. We love you. We will close for today. We, the Pleiadians, speak through many, many, many of you, and this is increasing all the time. We wish that you will share our teachings, our words through your social media, including this, not just the ones with Soma. Soma has gotten to a stage where once she is channeling, she is then able to open her eyes and continue in that energy. She actually doesn't like doing that, but occasionally it happens, mostly at the end of the channeling. We love you. You have no idea the love frequency we feel for you and the love frequency that we are in. You are our children. We created you. And there are, as we were saying just now, there are people in your history books like Jesus and Merlin and others that were Pleiadian. Everything in the universe is connected. we recommend that you watch the film Contact. We were speaking of technology yesterday. Which is very real technology. Okay, guys, I think now would be a perfect time for a coffee. So I'm going to get a coffee. I'm going to stop the recording, and it would be lovely to come and just have coffee with you and chat.